Three, two, one, live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
We're back.
We're back. This
How are you, Nushan?
cute. It's so cute. This video.
Aw,
Always makes me giggle. I hope
what? The,
it
Yeah.
does make everybody else giggle.
oh, it makes it tickle.
How
Look
are
at
you,
you.
my darlings?
Hey,
We're
there you
good.
go.
We're good.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Happy
There's Noosh.
almost Shabbat Shalom.
There you go. Look
Yes.
at you looking all like 1960 kind of gurish vibe today.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
It's sort of like
Interesting that you mentioned that
hippy dippy today.
because
Yeah.
today I wanted to actually speak about the brain and the power of our brains and the way that we can actually program our lives to happen. You know that if you tell your brain something, even if it's not true, the brain doesn't make the difference between what is reality and not. So
Right.
the power of the mantras, if you keep repeating and repeating all day, every day, depending on people, it's not always the same amount of numbers you need to repeat a mantra a day, but you can actually literally create a magnetic field around you that will attract all those things. And to be honest, I think we talked about that on a show a few months ago,
Right.
and it didn't work for me because they were saying just say something even if it doesn't exist. For example, I mean, I don't know, I'm flying. Well, that's a little intense because that'll never happen, really, unless I can
Mhm.
get in one of those squirrel suits, those crazy guys that go around. I would love to be fit enough to do that. I don't know if I can swing it in this lifetime, but
Okay.
I think you're pretty fit. But there you go.
we'll,
You
we'll,
remember, you make
try.
David's balls melt when you speak French, so he thinks
Oh,
everybody's fit.
well,
Yeah.
the balls will be melting later. But
Okay.
so
Oh.
couldn't really
Oh.
do what they were saying, like to manifest, just like say it until it believes
Right.
it. And the one thing that I could do, that I could believe, is that I am making, because I'm a maker, I paint.
Right.
So I'm making, I kept repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And within a few days, I started making like I've never made before. I created so many projects, so much art. So there is something to it. And since then,
Mhm.
little by little, I picked up what they were saying. Just say it, even if it's not there, and
Right.
it will come to you. So, for example, I went to the city. When did I go to the city? A few days ago, just for the
Right.
day.
Sure.
And I forgot my umbrella. I was like, I need an umbrella. I have an umbrella. And I go to the train. I was about to sit in my favorite spot, the four-seaters by the window.
Sure.
And right before sitting, my feet just are like up. They just continued walking and made the left turn on a two-seater by the window. And up until the last second when I made the turn, I did not see, but there was a huge umbrella right there waiting for me.
Oh my God. Now you should just start
Yeah.
saying my show is going to get 10,000 views every week. You should just start
No.
saying that.
But no, you need to not say it in the future. It needs to be in the present.
Now. So
Show-
we're going to get
Ah,
10,000 views now.
My show, well, but you
Now.
see, the thing is, like, you really need to believe in it. If you have the
Well,
tiny,
you don't believe in your show? What's the problem here? You don't believe in your show? What the heck?
I think we should all sort of be clubbing together, Noosh, to get you some sort of jetpack so you can use that, because I think you'd really enjoy that. Yeah.
I just want Noosh to say now every day when she wakes up, she should just go to the YouTube channel and go, my show is going to get 10,000 views, 10,000.
show has 10,000 views.
There you go. And see if you believe it, it'll happen. So next Friday when we do your show, this show should have gotten 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to be
Or you could try something like, I hope Dave's not on the show next week.
We already know
Dave's
that's not
on the
happening.
show next week.
Yeah.
And
Well, we'll
maybe
see. Listen, I have
mysteriously I
only
won't.
to fully believe it. I'm at 97%. I need to work on those 3% of the little like. Woo!
Can I tell you? It's like a girl I dated once. I said, "Listen, you get 97%." Anyway, go ahead. But I'm here on Saturday.
Yeah,
Tip your weights down.
of,
Yeah.
of his
Oh,
of,
that
of the money in his wallet is what he was referring to.
Yeah, sure. No, that's a sugar baby. That's another show. So we have the power of the brain, and so if you believe you're going to get what you say, you're going
Yeah.
to get it.
You're gonna start attracting.
Positive thinking.
You need to
Right.
behave as if it's there, and
Gotcha.
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
uncanny
yeah.
the way I never believed in it until recently, where I just behave as it is, and then it just happens, and it's really
Okay.
remarkable the way that it
Yeah.
works. I had no idea, and then I started, and actually even then, so when I do, you know, the what is it, the Instagrams and the Facebook, the reels, you know, they usually
Okay.
do a bunch of, well, a lot of times a lot of bullshit, but you know that your phones, they listen to you. So I talk to my phone and
Sure.
ask exactly what I want him to show. So all the reels that I get are inspirational reels and philosophical and all about the manifestations, and
Oh,
they explain you bit by bit exactly how it works. And there's so many different tricks because there's not only one way for everybody. There's one kind of main field, but then
right.
there's different tricks on how to attract things to you and different things that works for you. For example, there's this other woman who talks about through your root chakra, you need to basically, it's like, well, for lack of better words, you need to squeeze your butt, but
Ooh.
you
Ooh.
squeeze the energy from the earth and you squeeze it into
I'm
your.
squeezing now, baby.
Oh my God. I know, I know that was an easy one for you, Stephen.
Thank you.
But by doing it, you can feel the energy getting into you, and in that state,
Right.
you just ask whatever you want and whatever you see and whatever you feel, and that energy field that they all talk about, the more that you do that throughout the day, the more that it expands, and the more you attract everything that you want to attract in your life. It's very, very scary in the beginning,
Okay.
but it's really, really cool that it actually works. So you, all of you, whoever's watching right there, and you too, Stephen and David.
I do this all the time. I have a mantra. Every day I say my mantra and it
Yeah.
works out and I get exactly what I need. I'm getting closer to being dictator of the universe and I'm very happy with it. So, you know.
The dictator.
It's funny because I do the same. Somebody once said that to me once. I used to get incredibly frustrated trying to find a parking spot, and somebody said, "Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because you think you're not going to find one, so you have to think the other way around."
Yeah.
And I started doing that. I started being very positive. So we'll find somewhere to park. We'll find somewhere to park. We'll find somewhere to park.
Yeah.
And it works.
It really does.
It does. We call it parking lot karma. Like when we go somewhere.
Oh,
I'll
really?
say
You
to
have the
Cheryl-
same thing?
Yeah. Well, I'll say to Cheryl, I'll go, well, we're going to get a good spot. And 9 times out of 10, we'll either get right in front or a few stalls away. And the times I haven't said we're going to get a good spot, I have to take an Uber to get where I'm going when I park. So yeah, it's all positive thinking. It's like even everything that we do on the show. Like we know the show is going to be huge. We know that the channel is going to have 1 million viewers. Like we already know all that, right? We just have to. But here's the difference.
That's why we started.
That's right.
We want
because Dave wants to be a star and get the chicks. That's why he's here, for the chicks. So
I like chickens.
He does. He has eggs every morning. That's why he's here. But what we found was, and this is what I tell people, it's good to have a mantra. It's to do positive thinking, and this, it's like the secret and the chakra and crunching your butt and all that's wonderful. But you still have to go do it, right? You just can't, right? You can't sit there and go, all right, I'm gonna do and not do it. So you know, I have my mantras in the morning, and then I go and I do, and I have my little prayer bowl. I got the whole thing going.
Noosh, you're a doer, aren't you? You get stuff done.
She's a doer.
Well, I just really started recently. I mean, I did back when I was younger, but then I had many years, especially in the States. I didn't. It was such a big clash for me to come from friends in the where I grew up in the middle of nowhere, you know, in a castle with horses, and then with my boarding school. I was very, you know, in my own bubble, and then from that I came to New York. That was a very big clash for me, and I was really, really shy. So I was really afraid to live. I remember the first few years I would rehearse before going somewhere. I would rehearse actually what I could do there and what I would say. I was not at all what I am today. This took me years and years of working on myself to be able to even speak to you guys right now.
I'm aware. I remember it took 3 months to get you to do the first show, and then after that, you were like, "Oh my god, this is great! We're gonna keep doing it." So we're very glad that you got out of your show. Well, wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You said the last show you were going to change your voice. So is that happening after the birthday?
Am I changing my voice? Oh, into the British. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. We should definitely transition into that. Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot. I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it as a reminder every morning with my little cup of tea.
Oh my god.
I will take my British vitamin.
Oh my god. This is getting
But it's interesting what you said about practicing, because I was also very, very shy. So I'm classified as an intro extrovert. So the fact that it's very difficult to communicate with people means that you sort of like go completely OTT. But I used to practice being what I wanted to be in circumstances.
Yes.
I wasn't very good. I wasn't very good at just rolling into them.
Mm-mm.
And then at the very early on, I was rolled into sales, which was not where I was supposed to be going after technical school, but it kind of just happened that way. And then I realized very quickly that if you're a salesperson, whatever somebody wants to hear, you're going to tell them. So that's a little bit about how I deal with things. If that's what you want to hear, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was very much like that in the beginning, because that was a way for me, a segue to actually be able to be among people. But then I quit, because at the end it doesn't. I mean, it works for sales, but it doesn't work for life, because then you just become a person that you're not, and then you're ruining your whole purpose of being here on this planet. So
I turned into a person that I didn't really like. So I struggled with that for many years as well.
Exactly.
And of course, into a person that other people didn't like as well, which is the second stage of it.
It's not authentic. It's not authentic. It's not. It's not the little beautiful spark.
The turning point for me was 2001. 9/11 2001 was a turning point for me. It was the day I came out of hospital after having surgery for cancer. It was a day that changed many people's lives for different reasons, but it certainly changed mine. And I was a different person after that. Kind of, I was like a complete, somewhere else. I moved off the track that I'd lived on, the selfish, arrogant twat that I was, and then suddenly realized, that other people are important.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Not just myself.
Other people? Oh, yeah, right. I gotta make a note. I never do that. Other people are important. Let me make a note. Other people are important.
Taking notes on your brain.
I'm going to have a T-shirt made, Stephen, for you.
Let's say other people are important.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's okay.
There is going back to the mantras for a second, Stephen. What you said. I mean, you say your mantra and then you have to go do it. It's like that joke of this guy in Italy who's going to pray by that saint by the fountain. Please God, make me win the lotto. Please God, every day religiously he would go, and then eventually that apostle, that saint, whoever that was, came to life because he had enough. He's like, please go buy a ticket.
Right. Yeah. That's the old joke, right? Yeah. No. It's very funny though, because I have people that go, I want to do, and then go do it. And I say, like, when I'm in the shower in the morning or even the shower at night, I'll be like, I'll talk to whoever I need to talk to.
You have to go twice a day to the shower?
Well,
you smell that
no, you know what it is, Dave? It's just that I do a lot during the day, and it's all that manly musk. I've just got to get it off before I come to bed. Or my wife just rips my clothes off and has her way with me either way, but this way it's less musky way. And when she's not around, the mistress or the girlfriend, I mean, we're all very friendly.
Oh, I just thought it was age-related, Stephen, but there you go.
No, it's not age-related. Thank you. But I in the showers where I actually do my mantras in morning and at night, because it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's the water, and it's just very like, that's where I do it. And then sometimes I'm walking the dog. Yeah,
a serious question to whoever's listening.
Okay.
I sort of go through the upcoming day when I'm in the shower. I think, I'm going to do
kind of
this,
the same thing. Yeah, kind of.
So-
What's the question though?
And then I go for a walk as well, which is the same thing, probably as what
Yep.
you're doing with the dog.
I do.
And I
Doggy
hate
and I
walking.
go. And that's it.
I hate
Oh, I
walking.
love-
I hate physical. I struggled to do all that, and everybody kept saying, "No, it's good for your mental health. It's good for your mental health.
It
Go
is.
out and walk."
It is
And
good
so-
to have a routine in the morning. And the thing is, like, the water and the sun are very important. The water, because we mainly water, and it's really, I mean, it does something to your nervous system, even just a
Right.
little bit, or like just to
But are you a douche?
Go wash
Are
it
you
off
a
your
shower person?
Go wash it off. I mean, well, I love water in any sort of ways that I can put on my body.
Oh, water
Yeah, but
sports.
I mean,
Interesting.
You need to do the water and
Preference for a
also
shower then?
hold on. you
Preference
need
for a
to
shower
also
over a
do-
bath, Noosh, or not?
Oh no,
Wait,
bath
she,
at night, bath at night. But you need to, like, if you can do water in the morning and then go in the morning and just look at the sun before 9 a.m. because it wakes up your circadian cycle, so that your interior clock works at its best. So if you can do those things, that helps with any, I mean, with any mental ailments that you have, and then go for a walk. If you do those 3 things in the morning, it just sets your whole body and your nervous system to a winning day. If you don't do those things, especially if you have any mental health issues, it's
well, for us then it's going to take much longer than the morning. But no, see, for me sometimes, like on the weekends, especially when my wife's out of town
Mm.
and there's nobody here, it's just me and the dog. I take my shower in the morning, do my mantra. There's no shows I have to record with anybody.
Mm.
It's just me and Puppy. Puppy and I go for a walk. We come back. She passes out. I go outside. I have my scotch and cigar about 9. And David knows this because I've sent them pictures at 8 or 9 in the morning.
Mm.
And for that hour and a half, that's my mini holiday. And I just chill.
That's
And it's
good.
the same thing when I do the shower mantras. And it's the same thing when I take the dog for the walk. I'm not on my phone. There's nothing bothering. It's like I'm just there in that moment. And I think that's a lot of people miss that. But yeah, I truly believe that if you have a
Important.
positive outlook, that will help you. If you're always negative, then it's negative. But in business, it's very funny. Have a positive outlook. But we play the what if game. I like to call it the way of the samurai. And
Mm.
people that go, what do you mean? And I said, so when you were a samurai, and I read this whole book on it, the samurai, before they go into battle, the first thing they do, they envision their death. And the reason they envision their death is because what's everyone afraid of? Dying. So once you envision your death,
Then
the samurais would say, once you do that, then there's no fear of battle.
No fear.
So what I do is like I say whatever the worst outcome I'm like, so we play the what if game, like these are the outcomes, and once it's like, okay, so that's the worst. Good. Now let's go make it positive. And then I find yeah.
I did not know that was the way of the samurai, but
Way of the samurai.
I don't know if, well, I think I have a version of that. I do every possible worst outcome. I do imagine it, but to a degree that I don't know. Some people think I'm crazy. For example, when there was a very bad accident that I heard of, a tree who fell on a car because, well, there was a very bad storm and that car was driving.
Sure.
But so I taught Michael and my mom while driving, so that if I see a tree, so that we both duck at the same time, so that we don't die. So I rehearse in something that happens.
Right.
He's stuck under the tree with no service, but we'll be alive.
So the good thing is that Michael loves you. Anyway, so
I'm good. I can be too cool.
but I think that the power of belief and the power of positive thinking, like when the book The Secret came out, I never read it. I heard about it. I read episodes, and I'm like,
people tell me that I should.
But what now?
People tell me that I should. I haven't read it either.
It's just a book about power of thinking. It's all power. It's the power of suggestion. It's the power of thinking. It's being positive. If you go out in the world and you're pissed off, then you're going to attract people that are, even if it's the girl at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts that's giving you the girl giving you your coffee is in a good mood, and you're all like, I hate the world. You go up there, she's going to be like, hey, what the hell is your problem, right? So boom. But if you go in like everything is great, it's wonderful, Godzilla's eating San Francisco because it came over from Japan, who cares, yada yada, and you're all happy. When you meet people, they're happy. Like, yeah, that's why I say that I always try to do positive. I mean, sometimes people piss you off. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think that the power of the brain it's all there. I think you can manifest whatever.
For people that piss you off,
yeah,
because that's another thing. Anything that pisses you off, you need to find a way to deal with it without getting that anger, because all of those angry emotions and their
Mhm.
cousins, they make your body acidic. And
That's
this is
true.
where you develop disease.
However, I will tell you one thing. When I get annoyed with somebody, what I
Yes.
usually do if there's nobody around is I swear. Like I'll swear for like 10 minutes, like that, and I'm not mad. It's just I'm venting. And once I'm done venting, I'm good. So
Mm.
like when I'm driving sometimes and I see people do something stupid and I'm like, you're an idiot. Like you didn't turn blinker, you speed. And I'm like, I'm good. And my wife goes,
Yeah.
you're getting
But of
so
course,
mad. I'm like, no, not
all the
really.
people in the car behind you are doing exactly the same because
Right.
everybody thinks they're a great driver.
Oh,
So
I suck.
you're
I already
bitching.
know I suck. I told
You're
my
bitching about the
driver
people.
that I told my driver that we suck when we drive.
Mm.
I sit in the
Yeah.
back of the rolls and I go, just drive while I smoke my cigar, and then I look up and
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you're not driving right. And
But
that's
wait,
the way
but
it
so
is.
Does it get soggy in the rain then the rolls?
Yeah, well, it does.
Red
It does
rolls?
get soggy. Sometimes
Yeah.
I have them with coffee. It just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
wait,
go.
so when you swear for 10 minutes, do you swear angrily?
No, what it would be like, I like the other day, my
He's just
accountant called,
grumpy.
and
He's just
yeah,
grumpy.
my accountant called and he said I need this information. I already sent it to him. I was like, fine, and I hung up the phone like this, like while I'm doing it, and then when it's done, I'm like, I'm good. Like it's just more me just venting. It's like,
Oh,
it's not.
But you don't feel it in your body.
Oh
You know?
no! I never get that upset. I never get. When I was younger, I did. I would just be enraged. As I
Because
got
Yeah.
older, I'd be
your
like,
body
why?
moving through your body.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very
And I'm
scary.
like, but as I got older, I'm like, why? There's no reason to be
Yeah,
that way. I'm just,
yeah.
it's chill.
It's difficult. It's
Yeah.
difficult, isn't it? Because like I was the stereotypical angry young man,
Right.
and yeah, like I say, things happen in your life, and think, oh, okay, schwa,
Yeah, but
it's
the thing is, so for every angry young man out there that still has
Yes,
this
yes.
issue, one of the things that is the fastest, easiest way to not go there that nobody teaches you unless you're in a path that shows you or you have people that do it around you is the physiological sigh. The
Correct.
physiological sigh is when you take one big breath all the way through your lungs, through your nose, and then one more sip, you hold it, and then you slowly exhale with your mouth. You do 2 or 3 of those, it puts all your levels of adrenaline down and you are
Mhm.
done. It's like, it
Yeah.
basically balms your nervous system with love, compassion, and understanding.
Yeah.
So
and
whenever
if you can't do that, then just count to 10. Just keep your mouth
and
shut
the thing is,
and count to 10.
the cool thing is like when you see something and you're about to get enraged, you breathe through your nose very like, so just
Mhm.
continue just like
Yep. I have a friend when he's about to get mad, he'll look at me and I'll look at him. I'll go, just breathe, pal, just breathe, and that's it. You
just
just chill.
breathe.
Yeah.
You can move everything out of your body through breath.
Yeah.
The thing
But
is, like,
see,
we don't teach that to anybody that is young. We don't teach
Yeah.
that to the youth.
we don't teach nothing to the youth. Have you met the youth today? They know nothing. They're little idiots.
Yeah, but
We should just
but
sweep them under the
again, Stephen,
carpet.
your parents said exactly the same about their parents said exactly the same to them. It's all everybody looking backwards is saying, oh yeah, it was better when they were young.
Oh no, I wasn't allowed to be useless. Like at 6 years old, I had chores, I had responsibility. Oh no, I was raised in a different generation. We had stuff to do. My neighborhood in New York, because I know nobody knows I'm there. From there. But when I was growing up as a kid, oh no, we all had responsibilities. There's a whole that neighborhood that we grew in, nobody would say anybody was a useless generation. We were expected to do X.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying the kid, and I know it's not every child on the planet that's under, say, 30 that's useless, but 90% of them, pretty much, parents don't raise them anymore. And they don't know. They have no social etiquette. They don't know how to relax. They don't know how to breathe. They don't know how to do this. Like I swore, and my stepson looks at me, and I'm like, dude, I'm just venting. And I said, you don't do it. And I said, but for me, it's my relax system. So now if he's
So what would
around, I
happen
want to
if he
swear. I have to
swears
go,
at you then? So what happens if he
I
starts
swore at my
swearing
parents.
at you?
When I was 6 years old, and I asked my mom and dad when I was driving me to school one day what the F word meant, and I thought the car was going to go into the tree. If they swear, I'm okay with it because I ask this question to everybody: when you swear, do you know where the words came from? Like I know where the words come from,
Same with me. Yeah.
right? So if you swear or you use a word, I'm okay. We make our stepson walk around with a dictionary because he'll use a word. And I'll be like, dude, that's not what the word means. Yes, it is. And he used to use the phone. I'm like, look it up. And he'll look it up. And he goes, I'm like, yeah, it's this. So it's like you're going to use a word,
Mm.
use it. Unfortunately or fortunately, whether I'm not proud or not proud of it, I use the F and the C word like a comma. I don't
Mm.
care. They're just words. They mean absolutely nothing.
Mm.
So where people don't understand that, like when we were kids, like sticks and stones will break your bones and words like won't hurt you because they're just words, right? That's the rhyme we were taught. Now they're like words don't hurt you. People hurt you physically, but mentally, you have to be strong enough to understand that if someone says, "Hey, you're in whatever,"
Mm.
okay, that's your opinion.
Mm.
You have to also have a strong inner constitution. You
You do.
also have to be a strong person, and you have to strong mentally. The problem today, and I don't know if it's at the 30 or 40 go down, they're little 5-year-olds. Everything you say hurts them. We
Mm.
deal with this guy
Yeah.
that as the president of a company, and I said, and I quote, they're arguing over something stupid on a conference call. I go, "This is mental masturbation." He goes, "That's very unprofessional." And I go, "Why?" He said, "You said masturbation." I go, "It's a word. I'm not jerking off on the call. I'm because we're on a FaceTime." And I'm like, and I'm or Zoom, and I'm like, "Am I?" He goes, "I go, it's a word." I said, "You literally just told my person they can't describe something. You violated the First Amendment rights. I don't say you're unprofessional or you're an idiot. I told you to put your big boy pants on." He said, "Well, I'm offended by that." I go, "You're offended by everything because you're a pussy." I said, "And that's the problem." I
Oh,
said, "You have no balls, you have no constitution, and you have no backbone. That's why you're offended. Be a man, have a dialogue with me, and this is how adults talk. Whether
mm.
it's business or personal, if you think I'm an ass or you think I'm the F word or the M, I don't care. I'm
Mm.
good with that. That's your opinion. I have a strong constitution and mentally I'm strong. I don't care. The fact that you're a little puss and you can't handle it, I don't care either because your feelings now mean nothing to me because you don't
Yeah.
respect what I say. And that is how I
Do
approach
you think?
everybody.
But
Mm.
do you think some of the problem today is social media that
Yes.
everything
It's
happens so
woke, social
quickly?
media,
It's so quickly
pussification of the
because
country.
as soon
Yeah.
as you say something, I mean, I remember the first time I think my kids sent me something. I sent something back. And they said, "Please stop shouting."
Oh my!
I
Oh, you
said, shouting.
capitalizing weathers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do you think I knew what that meant? So what do you
Mm.
mean? Someone shouting? Yeah, you're using capital letters, and and it's very offensive. And I thought, oh,
I mean,
okay.
all
So
right.
yeah, so all this stuff's happening. Like online. If I send you something new on the WhatsApp
Mm.
that you don't like, I mean, you're not offended, I know, but there are some people who think, oh, that's not very nice. That's very
Yeah.
unpleasant, but they don't say anything.
Mm.
They don't say, "Did you realize what you've done?
Mm.
Please not do that again," because that brings us into dialogue.
Yeah. We
Exactly.
don't have that.
Yeah.
Because
If I
I'll say to
ever,
like, I'm stupid. I don't know this stuff. Please tell me.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But it's true. The thing is, I mean, I understand what you say, Stephen. That everybody in an ideal world should have a strong constitution where you can have a dialogue and people can have a conversation and explain themselves and their feelings about anything or just have a conversation. But we do have a lot of broken people that get triggered nowadays.
But
You know.
see, now I don't care about that anymore. And here's why.
Mm.
I don't care your parents didn't raise you.
Mm.
I don't care about any of it. I only have to worry about my little space. And if you come into my space, I respect you as much as you respect me. But when somebody says to me or to one of my people, you can't say that or you can't do that or you offended me and there's nothing offensive about it, I'm like, and
Mm.
when I lose respect for you, then I don't care what I say to you.
But
And
so what about if there's somebody who tells you, who explains you why? Okay, I don't know about this conversation, like this conversation with that guy, but if you have a conversation and somebody explains you why they got offended about it just for your own,
don't care.
if it's no, but if it's somebody that you want to have in your life,
I
that,
don't know. Still wouldn't. Still, they won't be in my life.
they won't be in your life. So
No, I'm
anybody
not.
that's been traumatized in the past that are still healing from the trauma, you don't want to bother.
I have a problem with that, and here's why.
Mm.
I've lost my mom. I've
Mm.
lost my dad. I
Mm.
just recently lost our cat. I've lost my dogs. I've lost whatever, right? So you have to man up, whether you're or a woman up, I guess, either way. I don't have the bandwidth in my life to tippy toe. My mom used to say this when I was a kid. When I was like even 5 or 6, she goes, "You have no filter." She said, "Whatever you're thinking, you're not diplomatic. You will tell somebody." I'm like, correct. So my old partner, and John knows him, Sandy used to say to people, "I am not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm good with that. I don't. If you don't understand how I think, I can't help you." Now, if I know that something terrible happened to you, even I was blown up. I have all the scars to prove it. So you better have something that's so tremendous. No, I'm not kidding. Like I really do. I have 3rd and 4th degree burns, like 48% of my body, head to knees, when I was 15. Okay, so when people tell me that they were or this, you better have something that's so terrible, and I have to, and maybe, but even then, if I have to be careful that everything I say to you is offensive, you won't be in my life, because I don't have the time or the patience or enough crayons to explain to them on a piece of paper why. And my mind doesn't work that way. My mind is very much A to Z, and you're there. And if you're not, that's it. And I'm not big on like having friends. I am very much have maybe 3 to 5 people on the planet that are friends. The rest are all acquaintances, and I'm good with that. And my wife even says, "Well, why don't you call?" No, we're good. Well, why don't you? No, we're good. Like I'd rather go play golf by myself. I'd rather go, when my wife's not in town, I'd rather go to dinner by myself. I'd rather go. Now, there's people I can invite that I like, and I'll spend time with them. But for the most part, I'm good.
You're good.
It's like, there's too much work.
I'd have to agree with that. I don't have many friends, but the ones that I do have are very, very dear to me. And I can count them all on one hand. And the rest is when people start to get like really hard work, then it seems to be more, then I don't have the desire to invest in other people.
Yeah, or
the time.
Or the time.
Yeah, and also, and I lack the mental capability to second guess. That's the nice thing about kids, or they'll just say it as it is. If you got a spot on your face, there'll be a 3-year-old who comes and shows it and points at it. Well, nobody else will talk about it. Yeah.
I like honesty. I want my friends to be honest.
The thing about honesty, Steve, it is extreme. It is as beautiful as it's blunt.
Correct.
And that rose has a thorn underneath it.
I'm okay with that, though. I'd rather someone say to me, "I think you're a blah 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 blah." I'm like, good, you're honest. I can deal with honesty. But someone who's passive aggressive, like you've insulted me or you're unprofessional, dude. I deal with people all over the world. If you heard the way that they spoke to me,
you'd be
and
dead.
Just a normal, you'd be wrapped up on your little couch with your little blanket with your thumb in your mouth, and you're a 45-year-old man. Grow up. Like, I don't have time for this crap. Like, and I didn't have a filter when I was a kid. I'm not going to certainly have one now. I mean, I'm respectful. I know there's certain words I will never use, and I've been that way since I was a child because that's what I was taught, and I don't mind changing. But yeah, this society, we're like, but no, we're good. I don't care if people accept me or not. I stopped worrying about that after I got blown up. It took me 20 years after I got blown up before I would wear a short sleeve shirt or shorts, because I was just very self-conscious about my scars. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't give a rat's you know what. And at that point, my mom was like, I came back to life. It took 20 years. And that was it.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, and
physical or mental scars take a long time to get over.
That is true.
What about you, Noosh? Because you are you, aren't you?
Yeah, it actually also took me. My mom just told me yesterday I dressed up to dress up my pergola. We have a birch pergola, and I put birch branches every 2 months, fresh branches, so it falls. Right. And I wore those really tiny shorts with this beautiful.
That's what I wear.
My mom asked me. My mom was like, "Oh wow, like you're finally wearing." Like you have no problem wearing shorts now. So I'm turning 37 next week, the 4th of July, and she asked me, "Well, like why didn't you ever wear shorts when you were younger?" So it took me 20 years to not give a rat's ass about anything and just feel fine in my own body. Well, I don't have any scars, but like always, I was always the fatty in school. So and how women, the image, the cellulite, whatever. Now I'm there. I'm working in my garden or Even would I go to town? Yes, I would go to town on shores. I
Yeah.
just finally found them. But yeah, it's
But for
good
me,
to
I always
get into
think to
your
myself,
body
well,
and just be
I'm
you.
on I'm on the inside looking out, so it's all you unfortunate people that have to see me.
Mm.
I don't, I don't see me.
I've seen
Like,
David and his
like,
Daisy Dukes.
You
It's
know,
not
me
pretty.
neither. I don't see me. This is why I explained to Michael, because I posed this Wednesday again for our class at
Okay.
Salem Artworks, and Michael told me, like, are you like, are you doing it just for the money? If you really need those $60, I'll just give it to you. I was like, well, no, the $60 are nice, but it's nice for me to see me in different poses drawn by a
Right.
dozen people, because I don't get
yeah,
to see me ever. I don't know how I
Right.
look, and it's
Yeah.
such a
yeah.
lovely thing to see. That
Well, the internet knows what you look like, Noosh, because they're watching your show. So
There you go.
yeah,
There you go. That's what Noosh looks like, everybody.
What did
So
it?
listen, guys, on this note, before we go down another rabbit hole of power of
Yeah.
the brain and the pussification of the world, let us make David's balls melt with some French.
Oh my goodness, yes. Let's.
And there's Bernard. We found the book, ladies and gentlemen. So she'll be reading from Bernard's book of false statements, which we enjoy.
Oh, not all of them. Easy there.
I am sorry, you got one thing right.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all I
So this
And
is about.
Paris is burning. So there you go.
Paris is burning. Yes,
Oh, Paris is not burning. Well, I'll be in Paris, by the way, in September for the first time in 16 years.
very
I'm going
nice.
back to my lands.
Wait. So you're gonna? How long are you gonna be in Paris for?
Probably 2 weeks.
Will you be doing your show from Paris?
Of course.
Ooh, will the Eiffel Tower be in the
No,
background? Is Mike? Wait a minute. Is Michael going to Paris with you?
no, that's just for me. I'm going
Good,
there to speak
good
French
girl.
and eat
Really?
French food, go to see all my friends that I haven't seen. Back then, when I saw them last time, they were all living at their beautiful parents' estates and being kids, and now they have their own beautiful estates and their own kids. So this is a whole new generation of people that
So,
grew
so,
there without
so,
me.
David, this is what's going to be fun. While she's partying in Paris for 14 days, we'll see if she remembers to show up on the Friday to do
Oh
a
my god!
show.
No, I won't be partying. I won't be partying. David,
Okay.
maybe I can go and see you, and we can do the show there.
In Amsterdam.
Yeah, it
Why
depends
not?
on
I'll be met by you.
how far you are away from me, Noosh.
You take a train.
Start in Paris. Well, this is the closest I'll be that I'll ever be to you. So I mean, Belgium is right. No, are you in Belgium? No, you're in Amsterdam.
No,
Amsterdam.
I'm in just outside Rotterdam, just underneath Rotterdam.
So how many hours by train it is from Paris to you? Do I need a
Something
visa?
like that.
How much?
No, you don't need a visa.
Well, I don't know. I need a visa for France. I have a Russian passport, my friend.
Yeah. How much? How much?
Well,
How much?
yeah,
How much
but
time?
once you're in the EU, that's it.
Yeah, it's like going to the United States between states.
Oh,
But
that's
how
right.
much?
That's
How
right.
much is the train ride, Dave? How far is the train ride?
Hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that.
There you go.
That's-
There you go. 2 weeks of news you're going to get, David.
No, not 2 weeks. I'll come for a couple of days. I've
No,
actually
no.
been in Amsterdam.
No. So you have two shows to do. You can do one from France and then one with David live. That'd be awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Oh my
Okay.
god, this is exciting.
There you go.
All right, on
Maybe-
that note, let me practice my little Francais.
Oh, here we go. The British chick is going to come out now.
Yeah,
Here we
the
go.
French. We're going to talk some French now.
Well,
Yeah.
There you go.
shh. Well, I won't be translating this one because it's a little bit long, but I will show you the image. Let's see. Up.
Oh,
And-
look at that. Someone
Is
diving
that
into a
a man?
pool.
No, it's a man exploding
it's
out
a
of a swimming pool. I
super-
think.
And the name of that chapter is called the Super Luminous Men. So
Okay.
Ooh, so men that light up at night then.
All right.
Like a
Don't-
worm.
Well, actually, I have the perfect thing for that. Wait, hold on a second.
Another guest leaving the show.
Yep. Oh my! I love it. That's great.
All right. Dans les théories les plus avant-gardistes de compréhension du phénomène de conscience, celle de Régis Duteuil, professeur de physique à la faculté de médecine de Poitiers, where I grew up, est particulièrement remarquable. La thèse de base développée par ce chercheur s'appuie sur les travaux de Feinberg. Il existait 3 mondes définis par la vitesse de mouvement des éléments qui les composent. Le premier monde est le monde sous-lumineux, celui dans lequel nous vivons. Un monde de matière obéissant à la physique classique des lois de Newton sur la gravité. Ce monde serait constitué de bradyons, c'est-à-dire de particules dont la vitesse d'agitation est inférieure à celle de la lumière. Le deuxième monde est lumineux. Ce monde est constitué de particules appartenant au mur de la lumière, les luxons, soumises aux lois de la relativité d'Einstein. Enfin, il existerait un espace-temps superlumineux. Ce monde serait constitué de particules dépassant la vitesse de la lumière, nommées les tachyons. Pour Régis Duteuil, ces trois mondes correspondraient à trois niveaux de conscience de l'homme. Le niveau des sens qui perçoit la lumière, le niveau de conscience locale qui est une pensée lumineuse, c'est-à-dire qui va à la vitesse de la lumière, et celui de la superconscience, une pensée qui va plus vite que la lumière. Duteuil pense qu'on peut atteindre la superconscience par les rêves, la méditation et l'usage de certaines drogues. Mais il parle aussi d'une notion plus vaste, la connaissance. Grâce à la vraie connaissance des lois de l'univers, notre conscience accélérerait et toucherait un monde des tachyons. Duteuil pense qu'il y aurait pour un être vivant dans l'univers superlumineux une instantanéité complète de tous les événements constituant sa vie. Dès lors, les notions de passé, de présent et de futur se fondent et disparaissent. Rejoignant les recherches de David Bohm, il pense qu'à la mort, notre conscience superlumineuse rejoindrait un autre niveau d'énergie plus évolué, l'espace-temps des tachyons. Vers la fin de sa vie, Régis Duteuil, aidé par sa fille Brigitte, émit une théorie encore plus audacieuse, selon laquelle non seulement le passé, présent et futur seraient réunis dans l'ici et maintenant, mais toutes nos vies antérieures et futures se dérouleraient en même temps que notre vie présente dans la dimension super lumineuse.
Can I tell you? I have a tear in my eye. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I loved it. That was awesome. Noosh, you made David's balls melt, which is always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
How sweet.
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing. And David won't be here next week, so it's going to be you and I, and maybe we'll have a special surprise guest.
We will have a surprise. We'll have a surprise.
Something or other.
My birthday, so something rather.
Well, I was just going to say to you, have a wonderful, happy birthday, everybody. Noosh's birthday is, if you're watching this, because they're going to be watching it today on June 30th.
Yes.
Noosh's birthday is July 24th. So show Noosh some love.
It's not
and
July
put in the
24th.
comments, happy birthday.
July
the 4th. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, there's a 4 in it. Anyway, Noosh's birthday is the 4th of July. Show her some love. Wish her happy birthday in the comments section. That would be
Happy
beautiful.
birthday to me, please. Yes.
That's
Yeah, Noosh, happy birthday for the 4th of July.
Anything that you would like. Send gifts to you. Should I give
No, I've arranged a day off so everybody else can celebrate it for you. I've arranged marching bands and some fireworks
for me. Pop some fireworks.
Yeah,
I will actually be the clown of the town with my own magician for the parade this year. So
Are you going to be in a parade?
My birthday.
Oh, you guys send video of that.
Are you going to be the clown of the town, or is somebody else the clown of the town?
No, I will be the clown. The one and only.
Okay.
And Noosh, let me just say this: you don't look your age, so you're doing good.
Oh yeah.
You look much younger than you look much younger.
Much younger. Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Okay then. So
that was a lovely
everybody, don't forget to subscribe and like. And if you want to be a guest on Noosh's show and you have a strange talent, you can actually sing, by all means, give us a call. So we will see we'll see everybody next Friday.
Happy birthday, Noosh.
Happy birthday, Noosh. Don't forget to subscribe and like. You can still talk.
Please it.